over there then, Gabe.
That shit. I don't get the disrespect, bro. The disrespect, bro.
Urban speech sounds so.
We got a cool little video to react to.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Oh, she. All right. Whoa, hold on. Wait. Now she gotta talk. She gotta talk.
The Promise Neverland season 2.
I haven't seen it.
That explains why.
This is my boy Shonen Showdown.
Yo, Rob from Showdown here. This video is heavily inspired by Jubilee's Spectrum series, so make sure you guys check them out. Today, we're gonna find out do all
check out
anime
Shonen
fans
Showdown
think
too,
the same?
bro.
Sub is better than dub.
I agree.
No.
Come on,
No.
Shell.
You staying in the middle?
Am I the only one here?
What a generic anime fan.
A generic.
It's all good, sub or dub. There's no way. Why are you all the way over there?
Well, in my opinion, because I like to watch a lot of anime in the background.
She don't even watch anime. She just work and has it on the background.
Because of how the prompt is worded, that sub is better. I kind of am indifferent, and so because I'm indifferent, I'm not neutral to the prompt, I'm disagreeing with it.
Well, I'm neutral because I like both sub and dub.
Name your top 5 dubs.
It's an amazing dub. Cowboy Bebop is amazing dub. Gintama, well, no, not Gintama.
I like Luffy in the dub better than in the sub.
Oh my god.
I don't know. Some of the English subs are like, I hate their voices. It's just like, like, you know what I mean?
sound like us.
We can do it.
Yeah, like My Hero Academia. Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's like those TikTok people that act out anime characters.
Yeah, that's what I think of. So I'm-
Dub voice actors are on point. Like,
No,
come
they are
on,
not.
like,
Stop.
You couldn't even give me 5 anime.
Are you kidding me? Okay, Jujutsu Kaisen is a really good dub too.
Okay, yeah, I agree.
You telling me that the English
I actually
dub,
never watched it.
Yeah.
JJK is better than the Japanese
I
sub?
didn't say anything was better.
Okay,
I'm
said
saying
it was
that
good.
dub is, there's many dubs that's just as good as the sub.
Yo, when my man Toto goes, "Woogie woogie" in Japanese, that hits so much harder than boogie woogie.
I don't get the same feeling from the from the dub as from the sub voices. Right?
Yeah,
So
they give way more
it's not the
emotion,
same, and I
it's-
feel like the English voices sometimes
seem real
is
crazy.
cringy.
I'm gonna throw one in right now.
Come on now. They say give your hearts.
Give your hearts!
Urban speech sounds so much
that's really
better
good.
in the dub. Urban speech sounds so much freaking better.
The shonen anime genre is overrated.
Disagree. Damn. It's not overrated.
You can be in the middle.
I'm staying here.
You look like you wanna make your state your piece, Shell. Damn, she's still okay. She's neutral.
She don't want to say
Crazy.
nothing.
Shonen is not overrated. Sure, there are a lot, but when the genre and the medium has been around forever,
That's
of course
what
you're gonna
everybody
have
got
things
started
that
on.
have been
Like, it's
said and
not
done already.
overrated.
So I don't think that makes it overrated. I think people think it's
Hot
overrated
take.
because of how
Hot
many
take.
shonen, how popular
Shonen
is.
is what
Fight scenes,
makes
come
it.
on now, you're gonna
Like, Shonen
No,
made
no,
anime.
Stan.
Oh yes,
He
you see,
obviously sets his
come on
opinion.
now. I mean, I thought you wanted a hug, but that's okay.
No.
But
Shonen is a genre intended for boys, that's what it means. And so the context of that genre, how can it be overrated when it's constantly evolving? So what you see in like new gen shonen, such as My Hero, where they have more emotional development, they care more about not just the characters physically achieving strength, but they have them achieve like personal redemption. So there's a lot of growth in shonen and it's more to come. I don't think it's overrated in the fact that it's gonna be recycled in a way that people are bored of it, because people continually
good
get
points.
hooked onto new big shonens.
She has really good points.
I like that.
Whatever she said, that's it. That's the law.
In romance anime and comedies, so you can familiarize with them, but not as much. You don't get as much hype as a shonen.
You get more hype watching a shonen than a romance anime?
Yeah.
Because of what? The stakes that are involved in the shonen?
Yes.
Yes.
The life and death,
There's
the
more
possibility
action,
of like,
bro.
oh, I'm gonna die. Help me, All Might.
If
He's
I'm
really
watching a
rotting my
romance
hero.
anime and I see these two like characters and like, you know, like the slow burn Spy Family. Have you guys seen Spy Family? You know, between Yor
Spy Family is
and
good. I have not
Lloyd,
watched it.
that like the kissing scene and then they don't, and then like, oh, do I like it? Like, I think that's as exciting as like
No, I agree. I
a
think
fight scene.
with your statement, because I agree that Shonen is not overrated, but that doesn't mean I don't believe that shoujo isn't underrated. It's definitely
Yeah, that's why I'm
underrated.
here.
I love shonen, but a lot of shonens are repetitive. Sometimes it's not really anything new that you're seeing, it's just new characters.
To pivot off your point of it being repetitive, there's a formula, and it clearly works. And part of the reason it works is the part of game theory where when you have an obstacle and you overcome it, there's the feeling of reward, and Shonen does that really well in its formula by creating obstacles that once the character like gets beaten down and they finally overcome it, that feeling of victory like flushes us all. So that repetitive formula, I can see why to some people it could be taxing, but I don't think that makes the Shonen genre overrated because to a lot of people it's very rewarding, like a video game.
Anime has become too mainstream.
Yeah. Everybody's on
How do you not think this hasn't become too mainstream?
Why is that a bad thing?
You're making a video. It's not a bad thing.
I agree that
It's
it
not a
is
bad thing.
mainstream, but I disagree that it's too. Because
mainstream.
more
Bro,
mainstream,
No,
you
it's
are.
means more anime. And I'm all for more anime.
I see more Hunter x
I see
Hunter
more
t-shirts
budget
than
for
anything in the
anime.
world at this point.
Wait, hold
I
on.
see Kaluuya's eyes left and right.
But is that a bad thing?
The question is, has it become mainstream?
No, it was
mainstream.
too mainstream.
100%.
It is definitely mainstream.
100%. Everybody knows what anime
No,
is at this
he's
point.
right.
No.
Bro, they're literally doing
That's
two
not true, bro.
anime expos back to back after they just did one in July. Why are you doing a con 2-3 months again after you did your con? In the same place.
But there's not enough.
That's because it's money.
It's
Yo,
mainstream.
Oh my
It's
God.
very mainstream.
Bro,
Yes,
it is
bro.
100%. Disney
Yes.
just got the rights to Bleach.
argue
What are we talking about?
That's
Exactly.
the beginning.
It's the end.
It's the end.
You're gonna see Disney's anime in 2 years.
That's the beginning of the end.
Bro, I'm not bugging, bro. I'm not. Which one I gotta look at? Which one I
not
gotta
bugging,
look
bro.
at?
You're not.
I'm not
You're
bugging. You see
No,
this right now?
He's not.
The House of Mouse got rights to Bleach, which is a bloody crazy. That's gonna be
crazy.
faded and neutered. Get out of here.
That's
Netflix
crazy.
has so
I'm
many
about to
bad
be
animes they produce. What are we talking about?
That doesn't mean it's a bad thing. There's going to be an
No one's
overarching
saying it's a
development.
bad. They're not
you know?
saying it's a bad
Okay,
thing.
go
It's
ahead,
just
go ahead,
extremely
go ahead.
mainstream.
All right. Whoa, hold on. Wait. Now she gotta talk. She gotta talk.
That's a big jump.
That is a huge jump.
That is a
I'll go right here. But
Don't do that.
just because
Get
of the
over here.
Disney comment, because I was thinking too, I was like, what's too mainstream? And then my brain thought Star Wars. Like Star Wars having Disney rights, making more franchises, buying and making a whole park. I love that, but at the same time, I'm like, okay, anime didn't do that. But literally the news the other night was Bleach got bought by Disney Plus,
Yo.
and Crunchyroll couldn't even, like, if it gets
Yo, imagine a Bleach themed spot in fucking Disney World. 1,000-year blood war ride in Disney World.
gets to that level, I want it. I want more anime. But then there is a point where it becomes too commercialized, too mainstream.
But summertime rendering, Disney has the rights to that anime. Sure, they're not putting it out all at once, but they have not toned down the context, the violence, or anything of that show.
Kumar, this is just the first step.
We haven't seen their version.
At the end of the day, Disney has a specific agenda that they want to do with
I don't
their
think it's a
content.
bad thing that it's becoming very mainstream.
And if
but
Bleach, go ahead, sorry.
there is a part, that the consumable aspect of it, if it becomes too mainstream, that could deteriorate quality, which is what he's arguing.
Bro, at the end of the day, they could say, you know what? We don't want this to come out on our platform. We have the distribution rights because it's too graphic or whatever, and you'll never see it. They can make that decision. Now, you think if this is not the initial step into when we're gonna start changing how anime is like,
Because
the kind of themes that, go ahead.
Disney didn't even care before. Before, these platforms could come up with anime on their own, but the fact that they're buying into it now is
Because they're
go ahead.
recognizing that anime is becoming a.
They
a
recognize
business.
it all
Yes,
as
they're
money,
becoming
and that's why they're
mainstream.
getting into it. They're not getting into it through their own
Now,
organic
mind you, wait,
means.
Disney did own the rights to pretty much all the Studio Ghibli stuff beforehand.
Well, yeah,
Point that out.
they did recognize Studio Ghibli specifically for Hayao Miyazaki's works, but they didn't publish all of Studio Ghibli stuff. So it's only Hayao Miyazaki.
Disney also owns the rights to Hulu, which also have a lot of anime on Hulu. So I just think that Disney, again, is just trying to make sure to beat out the competition.
Nah,
and
bro,
they
that
see
shit's
that
mainstream
anime
as
is
fuck. It's
It's a
mainstream.
cash cow.
It's
Why?
not
It is a cash
bad.
So
cow.
they
It's not
do
a bad
know that
thing.
it is a cash grab.
No
They're
one's saying
trying
it's
to
bad.
beat
It's
Netflix
just
off. They
it
already
is
own
now
Hulu.
very, very
They can't really
mainstream.
compete with Crunchyroll,
Everyone
'cause
knows about
Crunchyroll
anime.
only is,
Everyone
like,
watches that now.
anime
It's
only, you know. But it is giving people a little
mainstream,
bit
bro.
more variety to watch.
You can literally ask
Anime,
anybody,
other,
like, yo,
like,
you seen this
It
before?
could
Or
also,
you know
to
something like
that
this? Like,
respect,
oh yeah,
be
that's
separating
anime,
it
right?
more. It could be segregating where you could watch your anime
People
content
will call
more,
Avatar
because
anime.
before
They
all
know what
anime
the
people
fuck
could
it
watch it
is.
illegally.
There's many mainstream things. When you know something's mainstream, you see it literally everywhere. You turn on the radio, you hear it. You see it on billboards, you see it on a train station. We still cannot even get anime movies to be in the theaters. Only once a year, once every 2 years. There's a lot of
What?
people. I am around so many people all the time. Half my friends do not even know what anime is. They know what anime is.
You have L friends.
Sailor Moon, but they still cannot pinpoint like Jujutsu Kaisen.
If you open up TikTok right now, one of the trending things that are the topics they promote is anime. Everything on
Okay,
TikTok,
but
hold on. Everything on anime, right? Anything in TikTok, period, gets millions and millions of views. I could put a video, someone walked me up in Disneyland, a video talking about Itachi, got 1.1 million views of me saying Itachi's the GOAT. Dude pulled up at me and was like, you think Itachi's the GOAT? And got like, sure, you could say people in our age group specifically aren't entirely into anime, but once you get beyond like the millennial group of people and the minute you go to Gen Z, Gen Y, they all know what anime is. Genshin's the biggest game in the world. They just released another MMO. Like even this anime themed thing,
It's not a
even just
bad
anime.
thing.
Not a bad
We're
thing.
not saying it's a bad thing that it's become
Okay,
mainstream.
But what we're saying is it too
Is it
mainstream?
too?
Yes.
And just because the House of Mouse literally bought one
But
of the
you saying
big
it's in the
three.
beginning does not mean you think it's too mainstream. You're thinking it's getting to be.
The manga is better than the anime.
Yeah, no. I disagree. Well, I can stay neutral.
Dave, we were doing so well.
But most
I
of
just,
This is just so pathetic. This is just so pathetic. This is just crazy. Where I can hear emotion in the anime, people screaming from the top of their lungs and selling the scene.
Do you have
Now-
an imagination?
I do! And
There
that
is a-
imagination applies.
There is a good balance. Like sometimes the manga is better than the anime. I'm not gonna hold you. Sometimes the manga is way better than the anime. Because like either the studio butchered it up, they cut shit out, the pacing was horrible in the show, or something stupid will ruin it. But I understand what he's saying. You're watching that, you understand it more than you just read it and you see like a couple frames here and there, a slide, this right here, but like you're seeing the whole thing, facial expressions changing, all types of stuff going on when you're watching it. So I do agree that anime can be seen as better, but at the same time, if they butchered the show, the manga's probably better.
To the anime too!
The Promised Neverland season 2.
I haven't seen it.
That explains why.
that explains why you're over there.
I mean, of course, there's gonna be bad animations for
I
everything.
haven't seen it
I
either,
think
but
Demon
I
Slayer
heard it
has
was
an
really
amazing anime adaptation to the
quality every
manga.
season.
But overall, when it comes to manga style art, what the artist, the mangaka is conveying, I felt that so much more in Bleach than I felt in the actual anime. Take Haikyuu, for example. That's super interesting and easy to watch the dynamic of the play, but they're taking literally panel by panel from the manga. So if they don't have a great manga to craft off those scenes, then they have to just kind of go with whatever the studio is going to budget.
I don't like to read, okay? I like to watch. That's how I learn. That's how I take spin. That's how I get, my emotional feedback.
How many anime do have a great budget? Not everybody have a great budget.
But I think not.
You know what I'm saying?
Just because you don't have great budget.
Can we just compare anime has come a long way in animation from the 80s and 70s of like, animation is really good.
When you consider consistency, right? Manga consistency is only going to improve because the artist is going to get more familiar with their unique style. When it comes to anime, you can't actually count on the consistency. It could actually get worse. They could change studios, run out of budget, suddenly decide to cut the story, run out of their team. So because of the consistency
you're not
aspect,
wrong.
I would always have to say manga. Like Full Metal Alchemist, the original, versus Brotherhood, actually based off of the manga. So you're going to argue which is a better form of entertainment and a pure form than it originally is.
Yeah,
when
but
an
when you
anime
get,
follows
when you
the
get
manga.
something like Brotherhood, which is, as you see, my anime list has been the #1 anime for I don't know how many.
You're gonna
different
revisit
years.
the anime like Brotherhood, for example, more than revisiting the manga.
That I disagree with.
You're gonna go read Brotherhood.
not
and
gonna
watch
reread
Brotherhood.
Wait, go ahead.
No, you're proving her point. It's number one, Brotherhood, not the original, because they took it straight from the manga.
Old generation anime is the best.
False. It's tough though. It's tough. I'm saying I'll stick with my guns, false.
Damn, that's crazy. Let me get down.
Oh, yeah,
Let me chill out. That's all.
What is the cutoff for older?
I mean, probably Astro Boy. Like, what's the oldest?
Oh, I wasn't going that old.
Let's say 90s anime.
I mean, it depends. I mean, and 90s anime are still the most relevant animes to this day.
In order to get some of these new shows, they got
You
the
had to have
ideas
them.
from the originals.
Yeah.
Bro, what is the
It's-
power of? Ah! It's this people.
And even if you think about the animation and the older stuff, some of that nitty gritty, like old Evangelion, it really comes through. Or Cowboy Bebop, some of that old school tech, it really translates in a way
Especially
that's
when they had to
unique.
hand draw everything and not
Exactly.
just replace cells over and over again.
Nobody can beat Goku.
Oh man.
That eye roll I gave.
The
at
tape
end
is
of
done
that
already.
stuff.
You don't even have.
All right, but like, give me some valid people. I also like to agree that that's a completely false statement, but like, we need some valid examples because Goku does solo a lot of people's main characters, like, but that's just because the power scale in Dragon Ball Z is fucking crazy.
Have a conversation about this.
Like, you got a lot of strong anime characters right now that beat it out of Goku.
One Punch Man, what he just achieved in the manga, like Sinbad, what he just achieved.
Exactly.
Stop it, Sinbad, no.
Different level.
Have you ever seen the TikTok where it's like Sailor Moon versus?
Oh, I made one of those. Sailor Moon is another one.
Come on.
Man, Sailor Moon don't move at the speed of light, bro. What are we talking
Yeah,
about?
like-
Does Sailor Moon move at the speed of light?
Yes.
She does?
Yes.
She also,
She's more.
That doesn't mean she's
can, like,
beating
destroy
Goku.
Yeah, she can.
Look how many times this man has died in his own anime. Like, if
Yeah,
he-
but he's fighting gods in his anime. Of course he's
No,
gonna die.
no,
It's gods
wait.
versus
No,
gods.
No, he got killed by Raditz. Granted, it was self-sacrifice, but he still got killed.
He didn't
It
get
took
killed
2
by
on 1
Raditz,
to
he got
beat
killed by
Raditz.
Piccolo.
First
That's
of all,
all
he's
canon.
shooting beams
How many
out his
times
hand.
Goku has revived?
Yeah, I mean, I can't.
How many times has Sasuke been brought back? There was one episode where Zoo got bodied 4 times.
Bro, okay, stop, bro. Because you can't use Goku dying in his own show as he's not strong. That's fucking crazy because they make dying like just everybody does that. It's easy. If you're strong, like if you're a part of the main cast, you're dead. You died at least once. Like it's just no. But like they said, One Punch Man is a cop out. So I mean, yeah, sure, you could say One Punch Man, but that's really a cop out. Sailor Moon, okay, you're tripping. And because it's like, oh, is she speed of light? Nigga, so is Goku. Stop it. It's like, what? Who else are you bringing out here, bro? Like, y'all are really tripping. Like, now, I also like to believe that Goku can get his ass fucking folded up and packed up on out of here. But the people that y'all are saying are kind of crazy.
By Killer Bee, what are we talking about? At least Goku goes arcs. They gotta wish him back.
Yeah, but he's dead though. That's what I'm
They
saying.
gotta call God to
Man
bring
is
God
dead.
back. I'm just saying. I don't appreciate the disrespect on Goku.
Go over there then, Gabe.
That shit. I don't get out. Fuck the disrespect, bro. You know you want instant transmission.
Why you gotta go all the way? You could have stayed in neutral.
Because now it's getting wild.
Now you're just one of those
disrespectful about
TikTok
Goku.
kids that thinks, oh, but could he be Goku? But could
No,
he be
because I have
Goku?
videos about that.
More people than Goku can use.
Wait, listen, you just disrespectful at this point.
Long-running anime is better than shorter anime.
Oh. If it wasn't for One Piece, I
Oh
would
my
strongly
God.
disagree. I
Oh
would
my-
say shorter anime, if you can get the story across in fewer episodes, that's actually better. That means you have a more concise story. You
Wait,
know,
what was the question?
I would,
Anime is better than
Long-running anime is better than short?
oh.
Ass cap.
If it wasn't for One Piece, I
Oh
would
my
strongly
God.
disagree. I
Oh
would say
my-
shorter anime, if you can get the story across in fewer episodes, that's actually better. That means you have a more concise story, you know the elements that need to move. But because One Piece is such an amazing, I call it Long Piece because that's accurate, it's such an amazing story, I can't say that shorter is better. But I don't think that all the longer ones are better. I think a lot of Naruto has too much filler, it's been played out, and some of it was unnecessary. So
I mean, majority of the anime out now
I get
are all
sad
short.
when an anime ends. So like, even if it's filler, like some of my favorite Naruto episodes are filler.
Kakashi's Mask. What's on the Kakashi's Mask? I love that one.
Exactly. Or there's
You're
a lot of shorter
wild.
animes that does not have other seasons that should have other seasons.
Is the reason why
Akame got
it
killed.
get a second season because it deserves a second season, or because you think it deserves a second season? Because it could just not have done well. Because if anything does well, there's a reason why there's 3
a
seasons
lot of reasons
the
for
final
that.
season of Attack on Titan.
There's not just one reason as to why
I mean, of course,
an
but
anime.
if you
But
run
it's
a
not
budget,
always
right?
because of budget.
Season 1, Promised Neverland, did really well. Everyone was
It did.
having hype for season 2 because the story arc is actually better
But
for season 2.
defined really well. We talking money? Like, did it do financially well? Because it could do great in the scene where you're like, yo, that was a great anime season. But you have to make your money back on this.
You're right. I don't know the actual dollar
Just
amount.
remember, we're in this. I mean, you saw what happened with Death Note. Went a little too long. Could have been done right. Episode 16, 15. That would have been a perfect story for what they do.
Truly, I think Oda is the only exception.
Okay, come on. That's a wild take, Gabe. That's a wild take, Gabe.
All right, thank you guys so much for watching, and let us know down in the comment section below.
This is a crazy video, though. That was crazy. That was a crazy
See you
video.
next time.
I kind of want to do something like that. But that is crazy. Oh man, yeah. Y'all check out Shonen Showdown, man, because he has a lot of interesting videos. I watched this one over here, Naruto Solo's Anime Verse. I watched that one. A little crazy. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this one, guys. Peace out. We're gonna get on out of here. Got a nice and powerful work tomorrow, so yeah, we ain't trying to be in here too long. All right, toodles.